Hi, today I'm going to show you how to set up accounts in GnuCash. First, open up the GnuCash software, then go to File, New File, click Continue without saving if you have this pop-up box. Click Forward, choose Malaysian Ringgit in our case, and at the moment, ignore the New Book Options pop-up window. Click Forward. GnuCash will then present us a template of various accounts. Just accept it, just click forward, click apply, and then it will ask us what the name uh, of the file for us to save. Type in whatever name you want. I'll call it my own name, and I save it at my GnuCash folder in my desktop. For you, you can save it at a location that you decide. Click Save As to save it. Next, we'll be presented with 5 top categories of accounts. These categories are called placeholders. They do not have transactions or opening balance. Underneath these top 5 hierarchies, you have sub-hierarchical structures, right? For example, assets, you have current assets. We are going to create a further hierarchical structures, substructures to the main ones. I'm going to show you a few examples, and the rest you need to go through by yourself. I've given you the lecture handout and you just follow the steps through it. First, let's create another new hierarchical structure that you create by clicking on the new icon at the top. Click create new, name it as non-current asset. At this time, we'll ignore the account code, but at the second stage of our work, we'll start with coding the different types of accounts. But for this moment, we'll ignore this. The description, we just enter as a non-current asset. It is a good practice to enter a description of the asset, although it's not mandatory. This is account type, is an asset type, and the parent account is an asset. Now, this non-current asset is the main sub-classification of asset. So we put it as a placeholder. A placeholder, as I said earlier, do not have transactions or opening balance. They're meant to structure our accounts. Click OK. Now, we want to add more new current assets. First, we edit the description here. Right. So we are given cash in wallet, but we want to change it to petty cash. We leave the account type and parent account because those are correct. Next, change this checking account to current account. And describe this account as a check account. Again, we leave the account type and the parent type as it is because those descriptions are correct. Savings account, we leave it as it is. Okay, next we do the non-current asset. We need to add new assets to it. So in our lecture handout, we have 3 new non-current assets. First is our motor vehicle. And it is under asset, and the parent is non-current asset. Click OK. Then we add land. Click OK. And lastly, our buildings. The parent account is actually the non-current asset. The account type is an asset. So click OK. Now continue on with the equity, expenses, income, and liability. I've shown you how to basically create the new account and edit the existing account. Now for expenses, there are many accounts. Some is not applicable in our case. And when you can, for example, cable, you can select it and then delete it. Follow the lecture handout, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me.